Hey guys, hope you are having a great day, just as I am. This video is going to be about the One Piece chapter 1068, which I'm going to react to. And quick note about One Piece chapter 1067, I did not make a review video, I know about that. I also did not update you guys, but basically what happened is I kind of got caught up, did not have much time. I knew I was not going to be able to edit it in time, so I dropped the review altogether, and I do plan to review it a little bit, but I will make it a short review inside the review that I will make about this week's chapter. So let's dive right into the reaction video. So this week's chapter is 1068. Of course, we had break last time out, and last time out, I think Cypherpole was about to enter Egghead, right? And Vegapunk was also asking Luffy to get him off Egghead. This week's chapter is called A Genius's Dream, and we see Caesar Clown and Judge fighting it out. In Germa 66 is An Emotionless Voyage, Volume 25. These two once belonged in an organization called MADS. Yeah, of course, they worked together with Vegapunk and Queen, so they were all inside the organization of MADS. Still kind of curious about that organization, I'm not gonna lie. So we see Punk 04, which was Pythagoras, if I remember correct. Cypherpole, great job in returning the Seraphim back to Egghead Island. The S-Bear can return on its own from your position. Ah, okay, so they think they are going to bring back Kuma, or the Seraphim of Kuma. Please forgive me for the administrative correspondence because I am busy. Please issue the return order to S-Bear, and the mission is complete. So S-Bear probably as in Seraphim Bear. Thank you for your hard work. Lucci just thinking. Kaku saying, hey, that's quite cold-hearted from you. Lucci now thinking, have they noticed? It's been a long journey, you know. Why don't you let us in? Why don't you let us on the island for a cup of tea or something? It's cold out here. The Marine G14 branch, better said. The Marine G14 branch is nearby here, so... Is this Dr. Vegapunk? Says Lucci. Yes. I've heard there were disappearance cases here on Egghead. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Disappearance? Of whom? 2 months ago, a ship from CP5, a month ago from CP7, and just 2 weeks ago from CP8. For the past 2 months, not one of the government ships that have visited Egghead have returned. Why is that? Huh? Is that true? From what I remember, I have confirmed all of these ships their departures. And now, Lilith the Evil. Hey, what are you trying to say? Are you saying we laid ahead on the Cypherpole ships? Don't mess with us. Lilith, you shouldn't pick a fight with them. I'll open up the ports, so you better investigate it then. Don't do that either. As I was saying, please leave. I see. I fully understand. Says Rob Lucci. Yeah, he's not gonna back down at all. And his pigeon also making sound. What are we going to do, Lucci? Prepare to abandon ship. We'll fly to the island using S-Bear's ability. As if you need that. You have Skywalk. Why would you need the Seraphim's abilities when you have... Wait. Abilities of the Seraphim. You don't mean to tell me that he can teleport just like Kuma. Oh no. At the moment we invade, the Sea Beast's weapons will destroy this ship. Understood. At the Grand Line. So now, oh no. Oh well, yeah, actually, yeah, I kind of also want to know about Kuma. Still want to know more about the Cipherpole situation, but I also want to know about Kuma. I'm not gonna lie, Kuma running away. I was going to say something about that in my review video. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I heard some theories. I also did not check a lot of review videos about this chapter, but I kind of already heard something about people thinking that it's his father instinct and whatever, but I actually think it's more to do with his last wish that he made to Vegapunk to make sure that the Straw Hats are safe. I think it's something like that that's still programmed inside of him. So Kuma-san, where are you going? And he rips off all the cables that are stuck to his stomach, and he uses his paw and he teleports. So he's going to Egghead. Kuma, says Dragon. And he's gone. At Egghead Scrapyard. You want me to get off your island, whole man? You want... Not me. You want me to get you off that island, old man? Why? Your lab is here, right? Ah, that's right, says Vegapunk. I've completely used up all the government's research funds, and I've continued to do my research however I pleased. Even now, the overflowing ideas won't stop. But this time, the number of helpers and numbers of funds, I don't have enough of them. One day, I want to create a kind of world where, with science, a world where energy is widespread all over the world, free of charge. Yeah, well, I guess that was the case in this world. And Luffy, not understanding. You weren't listening at all, were you? Now Vegapunk also going crazy about that. What would that do for anyone? The resources that produce energy are fought over by many countries, which then become the seed for war. That's correct. Humans are such foolish beings. You can feel energy here, over there, and elsewhere else. And not elsewhere else, and everywhere else. Even though the world is full of it. If I can convert it to visible power, the large fuse of war would be erased from the world. Surely science will reach that point one day. Yeah. They don't want that. Luffy's still not understanding anything. Sounds like you're not really interested. I think a person that can make everyone happy is good. I'm not interested in being a hero though. Moving on, why do you want to leave this place? Yes, about that. The more I try to seize the energy I seek, that dynamic power source that was able... Wait. Yes, about that. The more I try to seize this energy I seek, that dynamic power source that was able to power this ancient robot soldier. So basically he's trying to say that that robot had that kind of energy and he's trying to copy that. I've gotten so close to finding out about that ancient energy. It is in my nature as a scientist that I want to take a peek at it. If I unravel the strings of this forbidden history, what on earth will I comprehend? In the course of inheriting my friend's will, I am quickly getting closer to the truth. In the course of inheriting my friend's will. Wait, did I forget something? His friend, his will, his friend. Ah, yeah. Of course. He's talking about the archaeologist guy. I forgot his name. Me and the names of One Piece. If you're new to the channel, you're gonna have to deal with that because I always forget the names. And then I search them for my review videos and then I come up with with the name again. So, anyway, Jinbei being surprised by something, and in the background a boom, so probably Kuma that has arrived there. Now Luffy also surprised. Well, to put it short, I stepped too deep into the forbidden history. I will be eliminated by the world government. So yes, he knows. Just like what they did to Ohara. And as I said, he knew too much information about... Actually, when we first met him and we saw Cipherpole, I told you guys that Vegapunk knew something very important that that would get him killed, that would get anyone killed. And then later on we discovered that it was about the Void Century, not the ancient century, about the Void Century, of course. Now it's all getting revealed, but we already knew that pretty much. So anyway, just like what they did to Ohara, that ruckus is probably being caused by CP0. Zero, says Luffy. I think he still remembers Cipherpole, the name Cipherpole. So now he's wondering why Zero. There was CP9. Okay, so CP0 are those who only act under orders of the Celestial Dragons. What's CP0? It's not CP9? Yes, as I said. He still remembers CP9, but doesn't know about CP0. They are at the top of Cipherpole, says Jinbei. It is said to be an omen of an occurrence or of a major historical event. And then Kaku, what an incredibly futuristic city. I'm so excited. As are we, Kaku, as are we. And then we see the Cipherpole guys with Stucci, Kaku, and Lucci, and of course Seraphim, not to forget that one. And then the other guys of the Cipherpole, like the Mafia guys with big weapons and stuff like that, all engaging on Egghead. So Cipherpole, now all the workers are surprised. Cipherpole, don't they usually wear black suits? Ah, yeah, because, yeah, all the other guys are wearing black suits, but Kaku, Lucci, and Stucci are actually wearing white suits. Why aren't they entering through the port like always? Hey, it seems like 2 sea beasts' weapons were destroyed along the coast. Don't tell me those people are intruders. Shaka, CP0 is on the island, says Pythagoras. How did they get through the port? And then Usopp going crazy. Yeah, they're inside! And then Nami, I hate them. Get out of here, Rob Lucci. And Sanji trying to defend Robin already. And we go back to Pythagoras looking at the screen. Along the coast, their ship fell prey to the sea beast weapons. It seems they rejected our request. They foresaw that and used an ability to enter this island. Looks like they used S-Bear. They've resolved to fight even if it costs them their ship. If that's what they want, then we have no choice. Now we go back to Chaka. Evacuate all researchers and workers. Let Atlas move back to the labo phase. Prepare Seraphim as Snake, as Hawk, and as Shark for battle. Okay, so we're going to see the 3 previous ones. So the Seraphim of Boa Hancock, Mihawk, and Jinbei. Let Sentomaru take charge of them. And yes, as I also said in one of my review videos, I do not remember which one it was. It's been a while, but I was talking about Sentomaru being Vegapunk's bodyguard, and about some history. Yeah, I remember about when we first saw Lilith, as in her telling that she's Vegapunk. I was talking about Sentomaru calling Vegapunk his uncle, like Uncle Vegapunk and stuff like that, as to say that Lilith was not the original Vegapunk, because she's obviously female and Vegapunk should have been male, as we have seen in other previous instances. I'm not going to go too deep into that because we already knew that. So I did say already that he was going to be their Sentomaru. So and then we go back to Vegapunk, better said, just to keep you guys focused on what is happening. So Vegapunk now. So, will you take me out to the sea after I pack my belongings, Quasar? Quasar? Is that like a thing he says at the end? Like how Marco says Yoi? Maybe. Don't make it sound like we're going on a field trip, old man. Your disappearance will most likely be a worldwide major incident, you know, says Jinbei. And I'm having a little bit of gasp here. Well, you have a funny looking head, so I guess it's fine. What? What kind of logic is that again? Oh my god. Luffy and his... Wow, Luffy and his... his reasoning is on an elite level. Wants to let Brook join because he's a skeleton. Wants to let Chopper join because he's a talking deer. Now Vegapunk because his head looks weird. He's gonna have the weirdest crew in the whole of One Piece. Well, so after he says that, Chopper says, "That's your selection standard?" Yes, Chopper, you're one of those standards, you know. Well then, says Vegapunk, we need to go up. It will become a battlefield down here. I want you to bring Bonnie to the labo phase above those clouds. Oh, okay. And she's still passed out because of the insects. Well then, I'll be waiting on top. So Vegapunk now warps. Of course they're surprised. He vanished. Hey old man Apple. Hey old man Apple. Already has a nickname? Okay. All these futuristic stuffs are really making my head hurt. He says, yeah, I imagine, Luffy. Now, hey, they even got a monster. So we go to Cipherpol and the holograms. And they freak out. Like the grunts are freaking out even though they are CP0. Wouldn't like even the grunts of CP0 be elite levels? See, that's kind of a thing that I am kind of a little bit disturbed about One Piece. That, like, how are they not elite soldiers? I mean, they are in the strongest, well, maybe not the strongest, but supposedly a secret group that should consist of very powerful recruits, and they are like scared of some beast's hologram. Doesn't make sense, but anyway. Guns are not working on that thing. I've always wanted to fight these things, says Kaku, a creature that doesn't exist in the sea. You're a space monster, aren't you? Tempest Kick. It's useless, says Lucci. And Kaku, of course, just going right through. That thing is a hologram, says Lucci. Say that earlier, won't you? Looks like you're well informed, Stucci. Stussy, not Stucci. That's because of Roger Base. I heard Stucci, but it's Stussy. Yes, it's quite nostalgic. While I'm flying, I'll go see what's above those clouds. If Vegapunk is here, he'd probably be over there. There are 2 lines in the clouds. Do you see them, Lucci? Yeah, says Lucci. And Kaku, of course, doing the skywalk. As I said, they should have just used skywalk to get to Egghead. Or, well, maybe that's probably also Oda's plan, to make us know that they can warp using the Seraphim, to make us know that the Seraphim also have the Devil Fruit abilities of the original versions. If an enemy crosses that line, what? Huh? And Kaku crossed that line, and the laser beams will activate, and the laser beam right in Kaku's face. It's called the Frontier Dome. It's an interception system that surrounds the lava face. Kaku-san! That means you shouldn't underestimate the world's #1 scientist. Can you please just say these things beforehand? Says Lucci. Yeah, actually, Stussy is not a team player. Clearly not a team player. She doesn't warn anyone. She knows it, but she doesn't warn them. Or she is just that evil that she even lets her companions deal with problems themselves. And then Kaku, of course, being pissed. Damn it! You really have to have a bad attitude, Stussy. And now she's laughing. How was it? Quite the warm-up, don't you think? Who goes there? Says not Lilith, Atlas. No one is allowed to wreak havoc more than me here on Egghead. Master Atlas. Atlas, she's one of the Vegapunks. Atlas, wait! You're no match for them, says Shaka. Ultra Mighty Pa. This is not a game, says and Lucci right off the bat going into hybrid mode. Ooh, and immediately going for the Rokugan. Roku Ogan. Like the thing he did with Luffy with the 2 punches into the stomach. Oof, Master Atlas, no mercy at all, huh? Says Kaku. Yeah, she gonna be dead. That is #1 that died. Wait, he did it on her face? Oh my god, he's even more merciless than before. He did it right on her face, not on her stomach. I thought he punched Atlas on her stomach, but just immediately right on the face. Oh my god, and you see her face explode. And of course, all the researchers going nuts. Master Atlas, they see her face just having What was I expecting? The next line. I just scrolled a little bit down and... So Atlas falls on the ground. We've got evacuation orders from Master Shaka. Everyone run towards the factory. We're being raided. And then we see a passed out Atlas on the ground with her head still there, even though we literally saw it crack at the top panel. This is what makes me mad about what Oda does. How is it so... Even says at the next panel, she's still breathing. As in Lucci says that, so... My goodness. Oh my god, so even we... So even non-elite characters can take head-on punches. Head-on massive punches from elites like Lucci right to the face where their face cracks and they will not die. This is what I hate, and I hate about One Piece. This is just making me so upset. Anyway, hurry up, says Luffy. We're going up using the vacuum rocket. Huh? And Luffy encounters Lucci, Straw Hats. Pigeon Guy! A fateful encounter once again. And no break next week. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but this chapter would have been so good, but then at the end you get this. I cannot explain it different than bullshit. You get this bullshit at the end of the chapter, and then all of a sudden you're supposed to be excited about Lucci encountering Luffy. This is like taking a nuke right to the head and literally still breathing. I mean, anyway, guys, this chapter was great until the last page. The last page kind of ruined it for me. I'll get back to that on the review video. But anyway, we're going to get the Lucci and Luffy fight away earlier than we expected. Maybe not. Huh, I got an idea about that. I'll keep that for the review. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the review. Bye.